Got energy left? You got more? Open the mics. Well, Stand-Up University, as I say, does not discriminate. It is open to everybody, and we are accepting of everybody. You're about to see what I mean. We had a great time, ladies and gentlemen, with the very, very adorable Fran Sisco. A big hand for Fran Sisco! Let her hear it! Fran Sisco!
How are you all? I'm Fran Sisco, and I love being here, and I love being transgender. I love it. My wife hates it, but I love it. You know, some people don't know transgender. It's about transition. So let's say you have a worm going to a chrysalis, like a cocoon, into a frenetic moth, into a graceful, beautiful butterfly. Well, I'm in that combination stage right now. I'm mostly frenetic moth. I got a little bit of a butterfly. One wing's though bigger than the other. It's got some graffiti on it. It's torn, some crazy colors, and I got a little bit of a worm left. You know, the difference between a true transsexual and a transgender person like me is that through surgery, a true transsexual loses her balls. Ooh. And a transgender person like me...
Yeah, when you lose your balls, I have...
What is that? Okay, here you go. And a transgender person like me, through living in this combination stage, gets bigger ones. You know, one of the things I like about being transgender is when people call me Miss. Although Mike, when he served me some water before, didn't call me Miss. This mic hold on. Is going in and out. But my life has been going in and out. I don't know if anyone's noticed this big run. I'm so careful to get ready and everything. I go into the bathroom, my watch got caught on the my pantyhose. I guess I need about a quart of nail polish to fix that, you know. But anyway, it's giving me a chance. It gives me a chance to maybe show a little bit more of my legs. How's that, girls? How's that, guys, I should say. Anyway, I love being called Miss. So I'm in CVS the other day.
Oh, wait.
Last call, guys.
Is it?
Testes.
Testicles, 1, 2, 3, testicles, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, so I was saying I love to be called Miss. It makes me think like I'm a young, cute girl, right, girls? Isn't it good to be called Miss? So I'm in CVS. It's a long line. You know how the cashiers are up there and they call you? I'm in line. I'm doing my emails. I don't hear her calling. Miss, Miss, Miss. The guy behind me taps me on the shoulder and says, Miss, they're calling you. I said to myself, oh my God, this is great. The guy behind thinks I'm a young girl. The CVS cashier thinks I'm a young girl. The whole store now thinks I'm a young girl. 20 feet I had to walk up to the cash register. I must have gained a year for each foot, because as I walked up, she saw my face, and then she said, oh, CVS card, ma'am? So I said, I was so startled that she thought I looked so much older. I said, here you go. And she said, oh, thanks, sir. So I went from Miss to ma'am to sir in 3 minutes. You know, some people get a little confused. I'm confused myself about this. It's been 2 years that I'm living this way full-time as a female. So some people I run into knew me only as Frank. Then I lost the K to Fran. I ran into my friend Jack, and I said, Jack, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. He only knew me as Frank, and he said, do I know you? And then I said, Jack, it's me, Sisco. He said, oh, you're Frank's wife. you know, it gets good. You know, it has advantages being transgender. Believe me, it has some advantages. One of the advantages, I like to play golf. When I'm playing golf and we're at the men's tees, the guys start hitting off. I go like this. I go up to them and I go, they're friends of mine, but I go, oh, go ahead, hit. And they start laughing, but the laughter so throws them off every time they hit it into the woods. So I'm up on that. And then the real advantage is we leave the men's tees and I walk 25 feet and I hit from the ladies' tees. So I love that advantage, you know. There's another advantage. I was coming back from Chicago and I was in a plane, and you know how the bathrooms are so tight? So I went in the bathroom, I reached behind me to lock it, then I look at the toilet, and I'm saying, oh, I gotta put down paper, I gotta turn around, I gotta lift my dress up, I gotta pull down this, do that. I started thinking of all the stuff, and then I said, you know, as I'm doing that, I said, who's gonna know? And I just went the guy way, you know? So you can kind of go back and forth, you know? And, you know, being a guy and a woman in sort of both, you have certain, you know, ways of dealing with life, you know? But sometimes I fall back into being a guy. So, for example, every time I pick up a hammer, my voice drops and my arms get stronger. It's so weird. And I never ever ask for directions. You know, I just don't do it, you know. And you know, one of the other things I do as a guy, I wasn't as neat and organized, and I really applaud you women for being that way. But sometimes I slip back. The other day, a piece of toast dropped on the floor. I looked around, nobody's there. I kicked it in the corner. Kicked it right in the corner. Then I went, and I ate it, you know.
Great job.
You know, so another thing about being a guy, as a guy, I'm a CPA, and I'm really into numbers, right? And a guy is more maybe analytical. As a woman, I have a lot of benefits, relationships, sensitive, all that, but really concerned about my age. So I said, let me come up with a concept. Let me combine the two, the male and the female side. So I came up with this concept I call time-shifting age. So the way it works is, let's say I'm 52. Give me that. All right, I'm 52. Round it down to 50. Now lose 10 years, because what's a decade? So now you're down to 40. Take off one more year, you're 39. So I just saved 13 years, but legally and honestly, because I'm going to make it up on the other end. When I'm an 81-year-old woman, I'm going to add the 13 years. Somebody's going to say, how old are you? I'm going to say I'm 94. And they're going to say, oh, you look great for your age. So that's how I'm using both the male and the female. Some people in my family are still a little confused. My mother's 84, and she's confused as it is. And she says, this is really throwing her over. She calls it the physical cliff. And she said sometimes she almost hallucinates. So she said the other day, she said, you know, I hear babies. I said, what are you talking about, Mom? You hear babies. She says, yeah, I'm hearing babies. And there are more babies coming. And people are talking about you. I said to her, Mom, you think I'm pregnant? She says, you are? I said, Mom, I can't be pregnant. And then she said, oh, that's right, you're too old. You know, my mom My mom is doing pretty well with it. My daughter Kelly, who's here, give it a big round of applause for my wonderful daughter Kelly, who's been very accepting of me. I really have to thank you, Kelly, for that. One time, she could tell you this is a true story, another true story. We're in Marshall's. We go in separately. Kelly's trying to help me find some shoes. They're hard to find, these wide shoes. We're in the back of the store. Kelly yells, she found them. She yells out, "Dad! Dad! Dad!" Oh, I got so embarrassed. I tried so hard to be a female, you know, and she's calling that out. And the girls, the 3 sales girls saw that I was embarrassed. And they gave me the thumbs up. One of them came over to me and she said, "Don't be embarrassed. It's okay. Here at Marshall's, everything is irregular." You know, that made me feel a lot better. All right, I'm Fran Sisco. It was great to be here. And thank you very much. Thank you.